The boast of heraldry, the pomp of power, all that beauty, all that wealth e'er gave, awaits alike the inevitable hour. The paths of glory leads but to the grave. Gray's elegy. After he wrote that, he's a minor poet, but then he was really an unknown. But after he wrote this poem, they published it in some newspapers. He remarked, he said, I woke up one morning and I was famous. What did he say? However high you go, Brahmabhuvanal Loka Punar Avartanojana, it all ends up in the same place, the grave. It's all finished at that time. That's not a morbid thought. It's called Memento Mori. Things that remind us, death reminders are enlightening. Because that's the situation that we're in. Every day, the news, death is front page news. The famous die, the wealthy die, the rich die, the beautiful die, the young die. Dealing with the mortality issue is not cowardly, requires some courage. When someone gets cancer in America, especially a famous person, some representative, a friend, someone will come out and go, Bill's a real fighter, he's going to fight this thing. Okay. You know, there's a place in Ireland where they'll accept a bet on just about anything. I'm betting on cancer. Okay. Anyone wants to take I'll always bet on cancer. No, he's going to fight this thing. And he's going to lose. So the great atheist, Christopher Hitchens, he died last year. And when even he mocked this stuff, he said, it's as if to say, if they write in the obituary, after a long struggle with mortality, he succumbed. Death is an inevitability for everyone. So, before another death occurs, that's what it says. Tasyeva hetu prayate tu kovido nalabyate brahmatam ubaryada. Many places the Bhagavatam's imploring us, while you have this opportunity before you, Dharmashta swanustita pungsam vishvakseno katasya not pariyed yadiritam srama eva hekevalam. Even to devotees, saying, if the end result of whatever it is you're doing is not increased attraction for hearing and chanting about Krishna, you're wasting your time. Another place, Kamasya nendriya priti labhu jiveta yavata jivasya tattva jigyasa narto yascheha karmabhi. A formula is given how to balance the mundane and the spiritual. And what is being said? You only need to accumulate the mundane to the point where it allows you to engage maximum energy in spiritual culture. That's the right balance, that's the right formula. Otherwise, it's just to be ignorant. I've seen goats in Calcutta, they're on their way to the slaughterhouse. And how you know, they put red paint on them, on the neck, the ones that are indicated, and the guy's herding them over. And then they get in a line. And you'll see, while they're waiting to get their heads chopped off, a male goat mounting a she-goat and having sex with a she-goat, he's going to have his head cut off in 3 minutes. Hello? Hello? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. have to be forward. Look. Mrityu sarva haraschaham. Krishna says, if you don't get it any other way, Mrityu sarva haraschaham. I come before you as death and take away everything. When my brother, who was a theist when he was younger, wanted to be a priest, then got educated by Enlightenment teachers and became an atheist, and then a doctor and everything. I could say this if he was in the room. Anyway, he's a surgeon, a big-time urologist. But when he was 37, he went in to operate one day, and he keeled over onto the operating table, and they had to operate on him. He had an attack of gastroenteritis or something. And so it looked like he was going to die. The doctors weren't telling us, they thought, prepare yourselves that he's going to die. And our family is noted for the sense of humor. So anyway, so I went to see him and I opened the door and I said, I heard you called for a priest. But he wasn't laughing at the time. And he turned to me and he went, it's God! It's God! Not that I was God, but what he meant was, what happened to me, it's God. And he said, for those who don't get it any other way, he got it momentarily. But then he recovered gradually, and then resumed his position as an atheist. A so-called atheist. I think he's a closet theist, a Krishnite at heart. And he's counting on me. He's betting on me. He does pay attention.